Welcome back to the show. You're watching NHL Now. After being forced to miss the World Junior Championships last year due to COVID protocol, Drew Commesso is poised to make a difference between the pipes for Team USA this year. Every Friday from now until the start of the World Juniors, we're focusing on a player who could represent his country at that tournament. Drew Commesso currently spends his time in the crease at Boston University, and he recently took some time to speak with our Jon Morosi.
Drew Commesso of Boston University is poised to be the starter for Team USA at this year's World Junior Championships. And as he told me recently, his path to that role is a unique one. He began as a goal scorer.
I actually made my club team, my local club team, as a forward. I love scoring goals and things like that. And then our goalie at the time, he was also playing for the town team. That's kind of what you do around here is, you play club and you play town, you play a bunch of games. And he was missing some of our games for our club team. So we needed a goalie to step in. And I stepped in and I started to really like it. I liked the gear. I liked the position. And I really liked being on the ice the whole time. I didn't like sitting on the bench and waiting for my shift. So, and then after that, I believe he quit. And then, I just jumped right in and became our full-time goalie. I was the only goalie on the team for, I think it was 5 or 6 years. So saw a lot of games, a lot of rubber, and it was a great experience.
So as you started to fall in love with the position, Drew, who were the goalies that you started to emulate?
Growing up, I watched a lot of Tim Thomas. I was a big Bruins fan growing up in Boston, and I was very lucky to have season tickets a few rows right behind Thomas's net, and especially when they made that cup run. I loved watching him. And also Tuukka Rask too. Just watching so many Bruins games, I got to watch a lot of them. I didn't necessarily play like Tim Thomas. He played more of a street hockey type of goaltending, but those are the two guys that I watched a bunch.
So the night when the Bruins won the cup, where were you and who were you watching it with?
I clearly remember I was in my living room. I was watching with my family. We all had Bruins jerseys on. I remember I wore like a Bruins hockey sock on my head too. And I just remember jumping up and down with my family, being so excited. I got to go to game 3 versus Vancouver when it was in Boston. And I still remember going to that too.
How much a part of the program, Drew, is playing in the World Junior Tournament? Every year, it seems we see stars from BU playing for Team USA. What does it mean to be linked to that tournament coming from BU?
Well, it's very special. There's been a lot of BU players, like you said, take part in that tournament. Jake Ottinger, as you can see behind me, he went. There's so many players, Zegras, Kachuk, and the list goes on. I think it speaks to the great recruiting that BU does here. They get a lot of good players, and a lot of players that come from the U.S. program too. I think it just speaks to just how BU is as a program. They have the best facilities. The rink is awesome, great coaches. I think that it speaks a lot to how dedicated everyone is here, and the great players that come through the program.
As difficult as it probably is to relive, can you share your experience of last December? You're getting ready to join the national team camp, and then what happens?
A bunch of the kids on our team ended up getting COVID, and so we kind of got the call that we were going to be on pause for a little while, and everyone started to head home. So I actually started packing for camp to get ready. I was super excited. I remember I'd been looking forward to it for so long, just because at school we hadn't been playing a lot of games, and we'd been practicing on and off. So I was really just excited to get in the game atmosphere and get into the practice atmosphere. And I remember getting the call from my roommate, Luke Tuck, that he tested positive. And so I obviously had to quarantine, being in close contact because we lived in the same room. I still remember having to dial John and Beesbrook, and it was one of the most devastating, times of last year, and honestly of my life. Just a lifelong goal to make that team, and for something to come up. But at the end of the day, life's going to throw you obstacles and things like that. It's kind of just how you react to it. And, I just made the best of the situation, and obviously still cheered on the USA, and to see them win gold. And, a lot of my buddies be on that team. It was really awesome to see.
What were the emotions like as the tournament went along, Drew, when you were watching from back at home?
It was tough, obviously. I obviously wanted to be there, and it was a dream of mine to be there. But at the same time, it was fun because so many of my friends were on that team, and from the U.S. program, and just to see all their hard work pay off. I mean, I grinded with those guys for 2 years, and I still call them my brothers, and I have so much love for those guys. And just to see them have all that success and for them to win it, I was just I was so happy for them. And obviously reached out to all of them after, and said congrats and stuff. And it was really cool to see. And, that's kind of been my goal ever since that's happened is, I knew that happened to me for a reason, and I've kind of just been getting ready and, hopefully I have an opportunity to do that this year as well. I think that, COVID last year taught me a big lesson of just to be thankful for everything you have, because last year we weren't able to practice every day, and we weren't able to play in front of fans and things like that. So I guess it starts at the rink. Every day I get to the rink, I'm just so grateful and, so blessed to be able to go on the ice. And, a lot of kids don't get this opportunity. And then especially to, have the opportunity to wear the USA crest, hopefully, later on this year. It's going to be, a dream come true, like I said earlier, and something that I'm for sure not going to take for granted. And I'm going to soak in, every time I get to step on the ice with the USA logo.
And then being able to play at World Championships. So what did that experience mean to you, Drew, to be able to go to Latvia, earn a medal there? What was that experience as sort of a positive way to end what was a challenging year?
It was amazing. It was so cool. I remember getting the call. I was in school doing summer school, and I had a bunch of classes, and so I got the call and I ran downstairs to my parents. I was kind of like a kid on Christmas. I ran downstairs and told them, and I was kind of trying to figure out how this would all work out. And I think from when I got the call to when I was boarding the plane, I think it was like 7, 8 hours. Then I was off to Latvia, and it was an amazing experience, just learning so much from the pro guys there, and just seeing really how they conduct themselves on and off the ice, their habits and stuff like that. And I went over there, knowing that there'd be a chance I wouldn't play any games, but I didn't really care, just because I was put on that USA logo, and it's so hard to turn down an opportunity like that.
It's a really unique bond that I'm sure you have with some of the players who weren't able to go to the last World Juniors, who now have another chance at doing it. I know Thomas Bordeleau as well fits into that description. Of course, you played with him at the national team program. How unique from that standpoint could the chemistry be and the mission of this particular Team USA to do it as a group, given all that you all went through collectively last year?
Yeah, I think that's for sure going to be a key part, especially like you said, Thomas was in a similar boat as me where we had the opportunity and things got in the way out of our control. So I think we're definitely hungry for success. Obviously, there's going to be a great group of returners too, with Jake Sanderson, Brock Faber, Brett Berard, Matty Beniers, and the list goes on. So a bunch of us play at the program too. So, we all miss each other. We still stay in touch a lot. So to get back together and, hopefully run at another gold medal, that's our goal. And I know we're all very hungry to do that.
And at the upcoming World Juniors, Drew Commesso is poised to reunite with Matty Beniers. They grew up very close to each other in the Boston area. Matty Beniers playing for the South Shore Kings, Drew Commesso for the Bay State Breakers. Drew shared with me that his team often got the better of Beniers' team in all those youth hockey tournaments back in the day, but now they're both playing for Team USA.